Welcome. Today, we're diving into the profound teachings of Sri Hit Premanand Govind Sharanji Maharaj. We're going to unpack the incredible power you can find in solitude and really look at the path to conquering the one thing that can hold any of us back, our own mind. So let's just start with a really direct question, one we all have to face sooner or later. Is your mind actually your friend, or is it your greatest enemy? Now, this isn't just some philosophical thought experiment. It's a fundamental question. Really, it's at the very heart of the spiritual journey. And, the stakes here could not be higher. As Maharaji warns us, if the mind overpowers you even one time, it can leave you completely unfit for devotion. So we're not talking about a minor distraction here. This is a full-on battle for your spiritual life.
Okay, so to even begin this journey, we have to start with a premise that might sound a little challenging, but it's essential. We have to understand the mind, first and foremost, as our greatest adversary.
There's this really powerful analogy that's used to describe this relationship. We're told to think of the mind like a defeated enemy, one that you've got pinned to the ground. The moment you ease up, the second you give it a chance to get back on its feet, it's going to show you zero mercy. So, constant vigilance, that's the only way. You see, our mind is always standing at a crossroads. One path leads out into the world, sansar, that endless cycle of material stuff, with all its temporary illusions and, let's be honest, its inevitable sorrow. The other path leads towards Prabhu, the divine, and the promise of a true, lasting peace. Which direction it takes, well, at the end of the day, that choice is ours. This internal choice, it leads us right into our next big idea, what Maharaji calls the subtle inner battle. This isn't a war you fight with weapons out in the world. Nope. This is a war that happens entirely inside, within the landscape of our own consciousness. And this is the most critical phase. Just when the mind senses it's about to lose control for good, that's when it launches its most ferocious, most desperate attack. It's trying to sabotage all your progress because it knows if it fails now, it has to be your servant forever. And make no mistake, this is an incredibly tough fight. Maharajji really emphasizes that this is a subtle war, a battle where even the great, the really practiced souls can be defeated. The only person who can win is the one whose heart is just completely and totally dedicated to the divine. So, if this battle is so incredibly difficult, how can any of us hope to win? Well, the teachings give a really clear answer. Victory lies in adopting a specific code of conduct, what's called a sacred vow, to win through exclusive devotion. This whole strategy for victory, it's basically a three-step process. Number 1, you have to embrace solitude. 2, you have to practice constant remembrance of the divine. And number 3, you have to maintain that unwavering, exclusive vow of devotion. Let's break down what solitude really means here, because it's not just about being alone. It's a very strict discipline. Don't go visit other people, don't let them into your home, and absolutely no one is allowed to enter your sacred space of practice. All celebrations, every festival, you share them only with your chosen deity. This idea of an exclusive vow is called Ananya Rut, and there's this beautiful image to explain it, the papiha bird. The legend says this bird will only drink pure falling rainwater straight from the sky. It will refuse any other water, even if it's dying of thirst. Our devotion, we're told, has to be just as single-pointed, just as pure as that. In this vow, it leads us to the ultimate weapon in this inner battle, total surrender, because that is the only way to truly dissolve the ego. You see, the root of the whole problem is a concept called dehabhiman. It basically means that false identification with our physical body, that deep, gut-level belief that I am this body. It's our attachment to the body's fleeting pleasures and pains that fuels the ego and keeps us trapped. So how do you know if your ego is actually dissolving? Well, the signs are really clear and practical. You start to become indifferent to whether someone praises you or insults you. A huge profit doesn't bring some special joy. A huge loss doesn't bring some special sorrow. You're just unattached to whether the body is healthy or sick. So the crucial practice is this. Whatever you do, every single action, every thought, every bite of food you take, you have to consciously offer it up to your chosen deity. This constant act of surrender is what starves the ego and really nourishes the soul. So for the spiritual warrior who fights this battle with that kind of unwavering devotion, what's the reward? Well, we're told it's something beyond anything the material world could ever offer. It's the attainment of ultimate bliss.
And this leads to a really beautiful shift in how you see things. The divine isn't some distant, aloof being. Instead, when you turn your back on all the worldly distractions just to focus on them, they become eager to engage with you, kind of like a parent who's just delighted when their child wants to play only with them.
This presents us with a really powerful choice. When we turn towards the world and give it our smile, our attention, the divine is said to wait in sadness. But when we turn away from the world and look towards them, a smile lights up their face. The question then becomes, whose smile do you want to be the reason for? And the bliss that comes from this divine connection, it's described as so immense, so totally overwhelming, that in comparison, even the traditional spiritual goal of moksha, liberation from the cycle of rebirth, is considered insignificant, like something you'd just cast aside. It's a joy that goes beyond all other spiritual goals. And the final reward, it's a direct personal experience. As the divine promises, he who becomes mine constantly thinks of me, and therefore I become audible to him. So it's not just a belief anymore. It becomes a reality that you can see and hear and feel. And so that brings us right back to where we started. After exploring this entire path, the choice really does come back to each and every one of us, right here, right now. In the quiet moments of your life, who or what are you truly looking for?